of all the things you could have done, you showed up. You got dressed. You could have slept in. You could have done a lot of things. But you decided to show up and come here. And for that, we are really grateful. Because let's face it, doing this stuff by yourself is kind of meh. It's not so fun, right? And the thing that I love, anyways, about this community is that let's just face it. We're all just a little bit weird, aren't we? Just a little bit, in terms of the way that we think about things, the way that we talk about things, and certainly, and I'll be the first one to admit it. It's not everybody's cup of tea, especially in the world that we live in. Because Unity has the audacity to actually say the messages that have been taught by traditional religion might be off a little bit. And it's not that there's any disrespect or anything like that. It's just that we look at it differently. And we actually believe when Jesus said, I and the Father are one, we believe that he meant it not just for him, but he meant it for everybody. And we also believe that he said when he made the quote that said, this and far greater things shall you do. We didn't mean that was a misquote. We don't believe that he didn't mean to say that. Because what Unity believes is that what Jesus was really saying is the same thing that's inside of me is the same thing that's inside of you. And we believe that message got lost. And that when you really start to break down his messages, and it wasn't just him. I love Jesus, amazing teacher, amazing mentor, but there's been others who have figured out this path into their own heart. There's a saying, all the masters said the same thing. Every single thing that you need lies within you. Every single one of them said the same thing when you study them. And it's like, well, wait a minute. They say that, but how? I don't understand that. What does that mean? It means exactly what it means. In other words, there is something inside of you that's inside of your heart, that's inside of you. And that if you just slow down enough and take the time and spend time with yourself and connect with yourself, not through a book, not through another person, not through anybody else, just you sitting down and spending time with your soul, there's something really special that happens there. And it can be really, really powerful. And it can be life-changing in some respects. And where you can take that is endless. There is no end to what you can do with that connection. Every single thing that you need lies within you. You'll hear me say that all the time because it's true. And when you start to tap into it, then all of a sudden you start to understand that this whole thing, and this has been what I've been talking about a lot lately, it comes down to this relationship with God. And that can be so powerful. And I don't know about you, but for me, that was taken away from me for a while because of the traditional teachings. And all of a sudden, I started feeling like I'm an original sinner and I was born in sin and all of those things. And it took a minute to kind of work through some of that stuff and let go of it. And then when all of a sudden you do that and you go, wait a minute, really, I'm not born in original sin. Actually, I'm an original blessing, that I'm a child of God, just as I am. And I don't have to earn that. In other words, I don't have to sit there and do 400 Hail Marys, and I don't have to meditate for 45 minutes a day and do all the things that I'm told that I need to do in order for this thing to happen. Then all of a sudden you realize, wait a minute, just because of who and what I am, God kind of is cool with that? It's like, oh my God, God is not only cool with that, you are an expression of it. And that's when you really start to understand, wow. So let me get this right. I'm actually an expression of God, just as you are. And God doesn't make junk, as the saying goes. And then all of a sudden you realize, wow, well then what is it that this thing called God is wanting to express through me? And now we're starting to get into your purpose. Now you're starting to get into your expression. What is that expression? How does it look like for you? Because for every single person, that expression looks just a little bit different. And you know what? All of them are needed. Every single one of them. So if you're sitting there in the chair and you're going like, well, yeah, but all I'm going to say is just as you sit here, you're just as important as anybody else. As anybody else. You're needed. a lot. And my hope and prayer is that when you come here, we'll remind you of that over and over and over again.